Susan, yeah, there's trash all over the lobby. What do you mean? It makes a bad first impression. We're having a big week this week. A lot of people are coming into the tower. We can't have trash. What do you mean it's not your job? You literally just got this job. Whatever I say the job is what the job is. What do you mean? Oh, we're live. Oh. What's up, Nerdvengers? Welcome to the Monday show. Welcome to the lobby. Welcome to us being live. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good week. We got a lot going on. Shang Chi, premiere, trailer, clips, new things. Let me be in the studio in a second like we were supposed to do. Chet, I swear to God. I swear to God, man. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. You weren't supposed to see any of that. I apologize. Trust and be assured that everybody here at Nerdvengers Tower is paid well and knows exactly what they should be doing with their job. Nobody is being taken advantage of here at the tower. Anyways, welcome, everybody. Do have an awesome show for you guys today. There's so much Shang-Chi stuff, it's honestly hard to keep track of. Like, there's a new trailer, there's new clips, there's all kinds of stuff going on out there for Shang-Chi, plus comments made, of course, by Yimou Liu, and just in general, comments made by fans about how well this movie is going to do. You know, there's a lot of different people that have different opinions about what's going to happen with Shang-Chi. So we want to go over that. We're going to break down the poster, the trailer, the clips, and one of these posters legit might show another dragon. Not just the Protector, but another dragon. So we're going to be getting into that and more today. Now, before we get into any of that craziness, there's a couple of things I want to do. I kind of wanted to shout out a couple of Nerdvengers that sent me some cool stuff. I unboxed this stuff over the weekend on the Nerdvengers stream, but I still wanted to shout these people out because it's so freaking cool. And we do have a P.O. box, and I put the P.O. box in the description of the video today. Holy crap, look at how sweaty I am. This is a mistake to wear this sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt, but it's hot in the studio. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, I do have a P.O. box. We have it in the description here. So if you want to send me something cool, I'll unbox this kind of stuff on the Nerdvenger streams on Saturday, but I will also show you guys this cool stuff. So here's the first one that got sent to me. This is a Kane Scarlet Spider Funko Pop, and man, oh man, this is awesome. It came with a note. It says here, Josh, yo, you are my fucking guy. Definitely my favorite YouTuber. You are the first person / channel that I actually super chatted to. LMAO. I'm not a Nerdvenger, but I thought I'd show some love with this package. You always talk about Kane, so it was easy picking something out for you. As long as you keep making videos, live streams, I'll be there. Flat Brush Zombie 47. Flat Brush Zombie, are you in the chat today? Are you in the chat today, my friend? And yeah, it's crazy because this is my favorite Marvel superhero. Is Kane Scarlet Spider. I always talk about this. I've talked about it for years throughout the content videos and stuff like that. So thank you, Flatbrush Zombie. That is dope, and that's definitely going to go in the studio. The other one is pretty funny. This is from Joe Chiarelli, and it is the boner himself, Pietro Maximoff. I don't really have to explain this one. I think if you've been watching the channel or basically any kind of content around WandaVision, the Marvel stuff, you'll know why this is hilarious. The boner. And on top of that, Joe sent me a photograph with a fun little message. It says, here is a boner photo, a.k.a. a dick pic. And I actually laughed so hard when we went over this on Saturday. I'm going to put this up on the wall, probably next to Chewie back there so that everybody can check that out. So, go, you know, if you've got some fun stuff, you want it to be in the tower, you know what I mean? Even if you want to just send me a letter that says, Josh, I hate your face, I hate how you always sweat on camera, shut your mouth when you're talking to me, whatever. Throw your stuff into the P.O. box. I'd love to go over it with you guys. Okay, let's get right into the freaking the stuff here. Chat, what's going on with the music, man? You are really screwing up today, my guy. First, we go live while I'm trying to talk to Susan. And now everything's ruined with the music. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a freaking lot. Okay, let's get into the Shang-Chi, guys. Smash the like button on this. Share it out to all of your friends and grandmas and relatives. It is the premiere day for Shang-Chi. They're going to have a big old premiere in Hollywood, and there's a lot of hype around Shang-Chi, but there's also a lot of questions around Shang-Chi. How will Shang-Chi do in the box office? Disney committing to the 45-day theatrical-only release window. People have different feelings about that. I think Adam from Fanjecture, if I recall correctly, said this movie will fail, and I hate Yimou, and I hate Kung Fu, and I hate fun, I think is what he said. So it's kind of interesting. I, of course, feel differently. I'm super hyped up for the movie. And I know some of you guys out there, this might be a confusing thing, because some of you guys are like, but Josh, you're saying how the movie won't make money, etc., etc. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the battle between Hollywood and day-and-date digital is an ongoing battle. It's not going to be solved anytime soon. And I think, honestly, the future is streaming. But having said that, I am pretty excited for the Shang-Chi. Okay, so let's get into some of this stuff, because, again, there's a lot to get into, ladies and gentlemen, with Shang-Chi. Many different trailers, different posters, different stuff. So let me pause this music here for a second. This was released on Marvel's official account because, by the way, movie tickets for Shang-Chi are available. You let me know if you have purchased your Shang-Chi tickets yet. Have you purchased your Shang-Chi tickets? Tell me yes or no in the chat. All right, let's check out this trailer together. Here we go. Oh my God, that's loud.
You are a product of all who came before you.
I've lived in the shadows. But now, it's time to show them who I really am. I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Pretty cool. Oh yeah, we should be saying Shang-Chi. You don't say Shang-Chi. Don't say it. You'll get in trouble. So I'm going to kind of just go over what's in this thing. I'll turn the volume down a little bit. Playing off of the whole idea of these crazy sort of weapons or things that make the heroes, right?
Of all who came
The
before
Thor's
you.
hammer, Mjolnir, and then you got the 10 rings there. They're trying to make this sort of visual association that the 10 rings are just as dope or just as important as some of these other things are to the MCU. We've seen this before. He's the waterbender.
I've lived in the shadows. But now, it's time to show them.
Okay, this sequence is going to be so mind-blowing. I'm quite excited for this sequence at the end here. Very, very dope.
Who I really am.
You see a little bit more of the dragon.
I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
And then, of course, this is what a lot of people are talking about. It's like, oh, it's a spoiler because it shows the 10 rings on Yimou. I mean, I don't think that's a spoiler. Did y'all think he really wasn't going to get the 10 rings by the end of the movie? I think in order to really play a massive role in the MCU moving forward and have the power to stand up to like crazy villains and even other heroes and whatnot, you will need something like that. That's him like flying in. That's pretty wild. Abomination again. Another good look at Abomination there. Pretty sick. So yeah, pretty cool. They're promoting the absolute heck out of Shang-Chi. Like so much stuff going on today for this film. So much promotion. I've seen so much going on. Let's watch this. This was on Fandango. It is a clip from Legends of the Ten Rings. So here we go. Ninjas.
I'll buy you some time. Just keep going.
I do like that, dude. Let's do it. Nice. Ooh, that's sweet. Dude, the cinematography on this looks great. Let's go. Dude, that's pretty sweet. Okay, so I'll put the volume down and we'll watch this again. Now, tragically, of course, their stunt coordinator passed, and this guy was very prolific in the space. He had worked with Jackie Chan a lot, and so this is sort of in some ways, like a swan song for his work. And you can just see, like, doesn't this kind of evoke some of the feelings of? I remember one of the Jackie Chan movies where they had a scaffolding type fight like this as well. So a little bit of a callback there, but very, very cool action. And this is kind of what we expect, right? Like, this is what we're in for, is a fun action movie. It's going to be a kung fu movie. Like, it's a kung fu action movie, kind of blood sport inspired with the tournament and everything like that. But, of course, the character of Shang Chi, this dude was trained from a very, very young age. So he's not a slouch. This isn't a dude that's going to have to, like, learn to fight or do anything like this. Like, this dude was trained by the Mandarin since being very, very young to be an absolute badass. So pretty cool, man. Like I said, they're doing a lot of promotion for this film. So before we go any further, there's a ton of other stuff I want to watch and check out as well. But you guys let me know, and I want to see in the chat, like, what do you guys think? Like, let me ask this. Where is your hype level for Shang-Chi? And first of all, let's do this. Have you bought Shang-Chi tickets? I'm going to say Shang-Chi a lot. Sorry, I'm going to try to say Shang-Chi, but I'm going to say Shang-Chi. Have you bought Shang-Chi tickets? Boom. There you go. Let me know. Hype's like at a 5. A 4, says Trev. By the way, Trev, happy birthday for you, my guy. I saw that it was your birthday today. So happy birthday to ye old Trev. And I do mean old. Happy birthday, Trev. Hope you're doing well, bud. Let's see here. 4, dang. 8, 10, 7.5. A lot of 7, 6s, 6, 7, 5. Dang. 7, meh, 6. Okay, so isn't that kind of interesting, man? Isn't that kind of interesting? You look at this right now, and honestly, man, even with all the promotion they're doing, even with all the hype and all the excitement, and I'm personally pretty excited for it, I see a lack of excitement out there with the fans. I see sort of this, I don't know, kind of vibe and feeling with the fans, which is, by the way, it's totally all good. You know what I mean? Nobody's wrong, right, or whatever. We're just trying to get a vibe for what's happening. I'm pretty high on it. I'm probably at like an 8.5 or a 9 myself, but a lot of that just comes from my personal excitement about just action kung fu movies. And actually, I'm a big fan of Yimou. I really am. And I want to talk about, of course, what he said on social media with regards to Bob Chapek's statement, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I've had a lot of time to sort of think about that and sit with that. And, I want to get into my feelings on that. But by and large, I do think that this dude is very talented, very charismatic. I think he's going to do a great job in this role. Now, sort of moving on from that question of hype with you guys, I do think it's totally fair to acknowledge and worth discussing that Shang-Chi is in a particularly interesting situation as compared to many other MC movies. So, number one, and this is just at face and base value, the movie was made for a lot of, well, at least in some part, perhaps you could even make the argument in large part, this movie was made for Asian people and Asian Americans. It is a movie that, just like Black Panther, was aimed at a certain group of people. Now, unlike Black Panther, this movie has not been universally accepted by that culture. And by the way, no culture is a monolith. No culture is a monolith. The Black community is not a monolith. The Asian community is not a monolith. The white community is not a monolith. This is, this should go without saying, but unfortunately, these are the days that we live in, right? So I think that, just generally speaking, it's totally okay to make the statement that the Asian culture, particularly China, which has, I don't know, what percentage of Asian people live in China? I don't know, but they have a lot of people over there, okay? So the Chinese marketplace and the Chinese people have actually never embraced this movie. Never. They never embraced it. And there were actually many different controversies along the line. Some of them you may have forgotten. When Yimou and Awkwafina were first cast, there was this whole thing in China with folks over there not liking that they had gotten the role and actually saying weird stuff about how they didn't like represent them or they didn't look like the beautiful Chinese people that they would love to see on the screen. And there's even like a stretch of feeling over there, from what I understand, that this was Hollywood purposely casting people that aren't atypically beautiful Asians to make Asian people look bad on the whole. Now, if that sounds ridiculous to you, that's because it is ridiculous. It's totally absurd. However, you can't deny that it's happening. There's real ass people saying this shit, man. And China itself is not really feeling Shang Chi. They're not really vibing on Shang Chi, and they didn't vibe on Mulan either, okay? So that in it of itself puts Shang-Chi in a very different place than Black Panther, okay? Now, obviously, the world's in a weird spot as well, okay? The world's in a weird spot as well. Most of the theaters in Asia that would support this movie are shut down. Currently shut down. So Disney is sticking to a 45-day theatrical-only release window, and I do think it's an experiment. Sorry, Yimou. I do think it's an experiment, and I'm excited to see how the experiment plays out. Now, let's talk about this comment made by Kevin Feige in this interview. I've actually never seen this interview, but he is referring to a controversy about Shang-Chi in China. Okay, and so let's kind of get into some of Kevin Feige's thoughts, of course, because it's interesting, and he is in a pickle. He is in a pickle of a situation here.
Thank you very much for granting me this opportunity.
Of course, happy to do it.
I heard that you have adjusted life and work to the pandemic restrictions. Do you miss travel?
I do, of course I do. I think like everybody, I miss it. We were doing a lot of it before the pandemic hit, and my last one of my last big trips before the shutdown of the world was to Shanghai for one of the biggest in 2019. We were there for one of the biggest MCU fan events I have ever, maybe the biggest MCU fan event I've ever been a part of in Shanghai. It was remarkable.
I still remember that. It was huge. And did you expect so many Chinese fans for the MCU?
No, it was great. You know, we were just beginning the press tour for Endgame. We were all very nervous about how the world would respond to the movie. And when it was walking out on stage with the cast and Chinese fans that made us realize that they really liked it. And that really, you know, that movie existed in a lot of ways because the entire Infinity Saga had been such a success in China, around the world as well, that feeling that love and that fanship was very special to me and all of us at Marvel Studios.
I remember during that trip to Shanghai, you told Chinese Marvel fans, actually, you probably revealed it for the very first time, that there would be a Chinese superhero. Now that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is about to open, can you share with us the vision that you had for this film?
Well, everything we've been doing in what we call phase 4 of the MCU and everything post Endgame is about telling new stories and introducing many new heroes. And that's what we've been doing with a number of the movies. And Shang-Chi is all about that. We're just introducing the origin story of a new
even Kevin Feige's
Marvel
saying it right now.
Hero. And that is what we're very excited for the world to see and to meet this new Marvel hero.
I want to kind of get to the controversy question, but we'll see.
Slightly different from the other MCU movies, this particular film about Shang-Chi has been a little fraught because there's one particular character that has got a lot of apprehension in China, maybe even beyond China, and that is, of course, Fu Manchu. And it is widely agreed that this particular character is a symbol of racism and also anti-Chinese sentiments. So how does the new movie handle this character and the offensive legacy that it represents?
Well, you know, that is just one of the truths about the early comic books, that Fu Manchu was a part of that story in the early comics. Fu Manchu is not a Marvel character. Fu Manchu is not a character we own or would ever want to own, and that was changed in the comics many, many, many years ago. And we never had any intention of doing that in this movie. Fu Manchu is not in this movie in any way, shape, or form, and it is. I think important for people to know that and understand that. And when they see the movie, that certainly that'll be the proof. But that is such an offensive figure, and was never anything that we had any interest in doing. We want heroes that look like all of our fans around the world, and heroes that our fans can look up to and feel that wish fulfillment to want to be a part of. And it's about inviting people into our world, not keeping people out of it or keeping people separate from it. So definitively, Fu Manchu is not in this movie, is not Shang-Chi's father, has not been for decades, and again, is not even a Marvel character.
Who is Shang-Chi's father in this particular movie?
Well, Shang-Chi's father is a new character created for this movie, whose name is Wenwu.
Wenwu.
And the most exciting thing about it is he's played by one of the greatest actors in the world, Tony Leung. And that's what really
Dude, Tony
sets
Leung
it apart
is dope.
from
I'm
any
excited.
of the characters from any of our other movies, is that this is a very unique character that you can almost not even call a villain. This is a story of love between a father and a son, but misunderstanding and conflict.
Interesting, huh?
And that's what we're anxious for people to see in the movie, between these two amazing actors.
There's also some worry or criticism about the Shang-Chi character, and the people say that he has abandoned his Chinese roots and has embraced West. And
That is
even
kind of
in
interesting,
one
right?
particular version, he eventually killed.
Look at Feige.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, I mean, as with all of our Marvel Cinematic Universe films, we often change stories from the comics. That's certainly one of the elements that we've changed. There is conflict between them. Many things happened in these comics. All of our comics go back 60, 70, 80 years. So almost everything has happened in almost every comic, and we choose the elements that we like to turn into an MCU feature. So that story is not what this movie is about. What this movie is about is a hero who did have conflict with his father and his father's legacy as he was growing up and wanted to run from that. The movie is about him returning to it and learning the deeper truths about what happened when he was a child and who his father really is.
And there's also a Chinese saying.
Look at
about,
This dude is literally just gonna
fictional
berate Feige
being
for like 10 more minutes. Be like, the
partly
Chinese people
righteous
also
and
have a problem with
partly
this. The Chinese
villainous,
people also
and
don't like that
that's
you wear hats
roughly
all the time.
The kind of combination.
What if he just took the hat
that
off? That's how
fascinates me.
hungry they are
So
for the
without,
box
you know,
office.
Since I haven't.
They're like,
seen the
I'll
film,
eat my hat
and
right now.
most,
Go see the movie.
Film fans haven't seen the film. We are guessing that this character is probably more like or closer to some of the great characters that Tony Leung is famous for.
It is 100% true.
Dude,
Raymond.
that is-
I'm not sure I could even have said it better.
That's so
myself.
interesting because like they really don't like. Again, who knows for sure. We're all talking about stuff we hear second, third hand, but it would appear that they have just a laundry list of problems with this movie. They actually think that Tony Leung should have just been Shang-Chi, and they think that would have been more representative. And then they're having this Western China, like, because Yimou is from Toronto, right? Like he's a Western. He's Asian, but he's Asian like North American. So he is in some ways a representative of somebody that accepts the Western culture, which at a base level isn't something they're super down with. And the idea that a character like him would be the hero rather than somebody like Tony Leung. Like you see all the subtext that they're reading into it. Like I don't think that deeply about this shit, but some people do.
To hopefully try to resolve in the movie. It is very heartfelt. And when you see the trailers and commercials, there's big action and big spectacle and big fights, of course. The heart of the movie is Tony Leung and is the character of Wenwu.
I don't know about that.
Let's move on to Shang Chi, or more specifically, the actor. What is the rationale for picking Yimou? Because obviously you can afford a big name star, and there's a lot of
Here he goes again, dude.
misunderstanding or not understanding among Chinese fans that it seems Marvel is keen on finding new talent.
Well, that's absolutely right. And if you look at many of our origin stories, I would say more than half of our origin characters.
This is pretty
were
interesting to me,
lesser
dude.
known
They are
or unknown
yeah.
actors. I mentioned Loki earlier. Tom Hiddleston, one of the foundations of the MCU today.
Okay, so anyway, we'll move on from that. I don't want to necessarily just watch that whole video, but it's interesting nonetheless. I think it helps to illustrate the sort of uphill battle that I do believe Shang-Chi will have in the Asian marketplace, which again just kind of serves to really, really tell you what kind of a situation this movie is in, rather than Black Panther, right? It's just a totally different thing, and there's a lot of apprehension over there. And frankly, I don't know how well the movie's going to do over there. To be honest with you, I really don't. I have no idea how those audiences over there will respond to this film. I think it's going to, in large part, have to do with what's in the movie, right? But will they even give it a fair shake? I'm not really sure. It is a sort of conundrum out there, which brings us to the comments made by Yimou, and I want to sort of talk about his comments. Then we're going to talk about the possibility of another dragon being in Shang-Chi. So we're going to dip into a little bit of controversy stuff. Then we'll talk about another dragon so that we can all cheer again together. And then we'll get into Q&A and we'll talk about that kind of stuff. Okay, so of course, what I am referring to is comments made by Yimou after Bob Chapek addressed Disney investors last week, talking about how you're going to have a 45-day release window with Shang-Chi and referring to that as an experiment. Now, honestly, weird situation here, because I don't know exactly if Yimou was just maybe taking it the wrong way. Maybe I'm out of pocket for feeling the way that I feel about it, but I felt like Chapek was being pretty freaking clear about what exactly he was referring to. And man, what a strange world that we live in, because somebody who I almost never agree with, actually made a comment about this that I felt was pretty fair. Okay, and so I want to show you that right now. And this is Scott Mendelsohn. I call him Scott Mendelsohn. And again, what a weird world. Okay, so this was made in the wake of the comments, and it says here, breaking: movie star obliviously or willfully misinterprets non-controversial quote from studio executive well beyond its specific context, a context emphasized in the very next sentence, for the sake of performative outrage days before big movie premieres. Again, what a world. I actually agree with something Scott Mendelsohn said. I think this is 100% right. And I don't know if maybe he was just misinformed about what Chapek said, or if he's just a total asshole. I really don't know. But to me, it was pretty off-putting to see Yimou basically drum up a bunch of outrage about the movie days before its premiere on social media, where he knows he has a massive platform. Okay? Now, at first, when these comments were made, I was a little pissed off, okay? I was a little bit upset, and I was like, damn, Yimou, you're really going to be like that? It's really going to be like that? Because you're putting me as a fan in a weird spot, honestly, at that point. But the more I thought about it, you know what I mean? The more it sort of, I let it sink in. I thought about the position that Yimou was in. I can sort of, forgive him saying that, and I can even understand him being upset that they, this awesome movie, this thing that's the biggest thing in his life, this thing that he's worked really, really hard for, would be just so casually talked about in a conversation. Now, if I'm being 100% honest with you, so sorry for you, boo-boo. It's the reality of the situation. You literally work for a major corporation. You signed up for Disney money. Don't sign up for Disney money and then act like you have the ability to just totally crap all over it. To me, it really does bug me. However, I would love to live in a world, and I'd love to be an example of not allowing stuff like that to just totally like derail my ability to be a fan or cheer for the guy or root for the movie, right? So honestly, man, where I'm at with it is like, I think it was a really stupid thing for him to do. I don't exactly understand why he did it. I can have empathy for you feeling like this thing that's so big for you is being sort of so casually talked about or whatever, called an experiment or whatnot. But honestly, man, I think it's just like his insecurity about the whole situation kind of showing out. Now, on a more positive side, Yimou, who I thought, again, I think will be great in the movie, and I'm actually pretty positive on as a person in general, he did have a very funny tweet thread today. And so when I was going over like what I wanted to talk about on the show this morning, I was like, well, I obviously have to talk about the comments he made because it did blow up. But I want to give a fair shake, man. And so in the same kind of breath here, while talking about what I felt, again, was a boneheaded, I don't agree with you, you shouldn't have done that statement. On the flip side of that, he's really funny, and the way he engages with fans should be applauded. So, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could kind of do both? We could say, like, I didn't like what he said here, but that doesn't mean I'm going to boycott the movie. It doesn't mean I'm going to come out and trash this dude. I'm still excited for him as a character. I'm still excited for the movie. And he's really funny. Like, he's talking about how it's premiere day. Ask me questions so I don't fixate on the nerves and the anxiety and the insecurity. I'll answer them throughout the day as I'm getting ready. So let's just go over some of these because they are legitimately funny. Like, he's a funny dude. He says, tell me the funny incident that you remember most during the shoot. Almost getting a concussion. Ha ha ha. It was hilarious. So funny. A real hoot. Describe the post-credit scene in one word. Banana. Do you have a favorite aspect of Shang Chi or something you really identify with? Yimou says, I too enjoy meeting dragons and beating multiple people up at the same time. Do you like to practice any types of sports? My favorite sport is disappointing my parents. It's like I was born with this God-given talent. Super off topic, but what will happen to all your freelance modeling shoots before, like the ones being used in billboards, manual covers, flyers, etc.? I got paid $120 and signed away all my rights to them because I was in credit card debt. Now they are everywhere, which is kind of hilarious. Your reaction of finding out you'll be starring in a Marvel movie, imagining what my secret handshake with Anthony Mackie would look like. I mean, this is all like just fun stuff, man. He's engaging with fans. He's being really funny. So I want to give a fair shake to Yimou, man. You know, like, honestly, it's a crazy world. We all have different opinions, feelings, and things are pretty fucking divided right now. You know what I mean? So, I disagree with what he said before. I thought it was boneheaded. I'm still pumped about the movie. I'm going to see it in theaters, maybe multiple times. And I'm quite excited for it. So I wanted to talk about that. Then one more thing we're going to talk about. Then we're going to get into Q&A. I see all the super chats. Awesome. Can't wait to go over all of your super chats. We'll get there in just a second. So everybody just hold on to the night. Look at this here poster. Look at this here poster. I love this poster. I love this poster, and I love this style. But if you notice over here on the right side here, what the mother-loving love of mothers is this? This is a dragon. But wait a minute. Is this a dragon? Did they just spoil that there's two dragons? This one being green, looking a little bit more like, Fin Fang Foom. Apparently, we can't say that anymore either. The other dragon that dragon that shall not be named, kind of looks like him a little bit. I don't know. Pretty interesting. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about what's being said in this article. It looks like Shang-Chi's marketing has finally ramped up as we've got a brand new IMAX poster for the film, yet there's also a rather curious detail on it. While we see the Great Protector Dragon, which was hinted at through a leaked Funko Pop, leaked and real. Funko Pop, and then confirmed in a brief sequence during the last trailer, he is joined by another strange dragon. In the exclusive reveal by comicbook.com, they confirm that it is a greenish black dragon. Now, the colors might be familiar to many that followed the comics, and our reports from back in September, there were hints at Fin Fang Foom's lair, the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon, getting included in the film. We thought it might have been used for the White Great Protector, but it seems it might house 2 dragons. His design is also quite different from the comics, so it might be a different one entirely, but Marvel Studios is no stranger to changing the design of comic characters. The color scheme would at least hint at a connection between the two. This is pretty freaking interesting to me, man. I don't know what's going on with this exactly. Now, my running theory on the Great Protector was that dragon was going to end up being his mother. That his mother was going to be a dragon, and perhaps a dragon shapeshifter. Does this possibly hint at there being another dragon? And is this dragon also a shapeshifter, and perhaps also Wenwu? Like, what could be going on with that? I don't know. Pretty freaking cool. I'm excited about it, man. Honestly, the movie to me feels like it has all the ingredients to be a massive smash hit and do very, very well. Of course, we've talked at great length about all the things potentially holding the film back. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We will see what happens. Current box office tracking has the movie coming in at around $55 million for its opening weekend, which would put it at the lowest MCU opening since The Incredible Hulk. Now, of course, there's all kinds of asterisks you can put on it. Oh, that's actually something I'm going to cover in a video later. There's all kind of asterisks you can put on that, and we'll just see. You know what I mean? Like, we will just see, won't we? Here's a couple of stills. And this is why I think, actually, that this... I think you're looking at a couple dragons here. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but Wenwu and, like, the rings and this... Whoever this person is, I believe his mother... Like, I don't know, man. It's pretty wild. Regardless, let's get into Q&A. That's all the kind of info and just my thoughts on Chet. If you don't fix the fucking camera on, man, I'm going to literally... You're going to get one of these, Chet. And don't even think about unionizing with George and Susan. That's a bunch of biggity bullcrap. So we're going to get into Q&A, everybody. I'm going to go over all the super chats. And I'm not, look, I never really say, like, you should give super chats, but you should give super chats because this week we are going to be doing a ton of drops on the Nerdcoin store starting tomorrow. I need to work on it a little bit today to get it all set up, but we're going to be doing a lot of drops. We're going to drop some stuff tomorrow on the Nerdcoin store. We're going to drop some stuff Wednesday on the Nerdcoin store. And we're going to drop some stuff Thursday on the Nerdcoin store, okay? Lots of juicy stuff. Get your Nerdcoin in for the super chats, and then just watch and chime in on our social media and on the streams to get notified of when we're doing the drops. I will be dropping this thing tomorrow on the Nerdcoin store. Purchase it with Nerdcoin, free shipping within the United States only. So let me know about that. We've also got some zombie Marvel figures. I have 2 Spider-Man NFTs that I want to give out this week as well. So a lot of fun stuff to be had on the channel this week. I also want to say that I am doing Nerd Theory tonight with ya boy, Star Wars Theory. But the man and myself have actually started a new YouTube channel. A new YouTube channel. And let me show you and tease out for you the new YouTube channel.
Hey,
Whoa. Holy crap. Hang on, I gotta fix this. What the heck, dude? Ah! Sorry, give me a second here, everybody. Sorry about this. Okay, let's watch this little intro here. Hang on. Pause this music.
Hey, I'm Josh.
And I'm Theory. Welcome to Movie Bros.
We'll be watching movies you vote for every week and reviewing them.
So be sure to comment below right now on which movie you want us to start off first. We've got big plans for this channel, and we hope to engage with you on all our favorite movies, and maybe some weird movies in the future. So please comment below, let us know what you want us to see, and then we can talk about it.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Cool little intro. I probably should have had
Hey, I'm
the
Josh.
vents
And I'm
off. I
Theory.
can't believe how
Welcome
it
to
picked up
Movie Bros.
my
We'll be
vent
watch-
audio like that. My bad, Theory, bro. But yeah, check this out, guys. Movie Bros. Go check it out. Subscribe. Headed towards 7,000 subscribers. We're riffing off of like Mario and Luigi, and we're going to watch a movie each week, and then we'll go live and we'll talk about the movie. Just have a good time. I told Theory I kind of wanted to start by maybe doing some of the worst comic book movies of all time. And we could literally talk, or we could watch some of the worst comic book movies of all time. And we're going to have the ability for everybody to vote on those movies, and then you guys will decide what flicks we will be watching. So look out for that. Is there anything else I needed to say? Become a Nerdvenger. Get Surfshark VPN and use code NERD at checkout. Send us stuff at the P.O. Box. Send us P.O. Box stuff. Send us a super chat through the P.O. Box. But don't do that. You won't get any nerd coin for that. Make sure you're nerd coined up. Subscribe to Movie Bros. Do the thing. Yeah. Okay. I think we got it all. All right. Let me try to pull up the questions and the answers. The questions and DOS answers. Let's get into that. If I can pull it up properly. Oh, YouTube. Don't do it to me. Oh, I can already tell it's going to do it. I'm already pissed. Yep. I can't see some of the super chats. Dude, YouTube, you are the worst, bro. Ugh, this is so irritating, dude. Did I lose? Ugh, jeez. Dude, YouTube, you're really screwing up. You're really frying my eggs. You're really burning my bacon. Because how am I supposed to read? Anyway, okay. The last super chat that I can see is Dorian's. So I'll get into that. Get that out of here. Golly, YouTube, you really know how to screw things up for me. I'll be able to see the ones that come in now. But the last one I can see is Dorian's. Or the first one I can see is Dorian's. And I know there was a bunch before that. So it's YouTube. Like, can you just get your shit together? Can you just get your shit together? Like, literally, like, I'm about to have a meltdown. Okay. Shang Chi will be excellent. Excelsior Ninja Pizza. Pizza that vanishes without no trace. I like that. I would love some Ninja Pizza, and maybe I'll go Ninja on some pizza and call it Ninja Pizza. Dorian, thank you so much, man. Very generous, $20. Thank you so much for the support, brother. And I appreciate all of you guys in the support. Let's see here. Mike says, I feel bad for Shang-Chi. I want it to succeed, but I'm not supporting theaters anymore. This will be the first Marvel movie I won't be seeing it opening week. Whoa! That's pretty wild. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like they picked a really bad one to hedge their bets on for the theaters. Like, no offense to anybody involved in the movie, but Shang-Chi is just not that cool of a character. He's never been that interesting in the comic books. I'm excited for the movie. Again, don't get it twisted. Don't get it mistaken. I'm personally very excited for the movie, but it's a very weird movie to make your die on the theater hill kind of movie. You know what I mean? I wonder how many people feel like Mike. I wonder how many people are not going to be supporting it. Pretty interesting. I don't know. Trev says with the $5 holla, box office is a lame duck right now. Is it opening in China even? Is a $200 million box office now equal to about $800 million normally? Appreciate all the B-Day love. Well, again, happy birthday to you, brother. I would say that this is what I was kind of thinking in my head. And we don't know for sure. We're going to have to see how it all shakes out, right? But I would say a $500 to $600 million movie now is more like a $1 billion movie pre-Pandy. So, like, cracking 600 million, getting towards 700 million, that's the new $1 billion. Like, that's crazy. That would be like doing 1.1, 1.2 billion, in my opinion, in the current environment. Now, I continue to say I don't think it's actually just the Pandy. A lot of it rolled out of the Pandy, but it's consumer behavior. It's consumer behavior changes. It's a lot of different factors are going into this. Streaming is definitely one of them. YouTube, podcast, TikTok plays a factor, believe it or not. So there's a lot of things playing a factor in here. I don't know if we'll ever see a $1 billion movie in theaters again. I felt as though if, Delta hadn't been a thing and, people weren't concerned about that Spider-Man No Way Home could have been another $1 billion movie. Now I'm not so sure. And we will just have to wait and see. Venom got pushed into October. They have some dope posters and some dope promotion for Venom 2. I'm excited for it. It's only in theaters. I will go see it. But I wonder how many people won't. You know what I mean? I wonder how many people are just going to wait. And with Shang Chi, you could probably wait 45 days, man. I don't know how much crazy stuff there's going to be even involved for like multiverse stuff or connective tissue to other things. It feels like a pretty skippable movie, which sucks. Like, why did they make this one the one? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. John White says, I'm sorry to be 100% honest. Simu's comments cemented the fact that I'll be waiting 45 days to see this movie. Thank God What If plays until then. By the way, John, totally respect the honesty. There was a twinge of that for me as well, just because, like, I really didn't like what he said. I really didn't like it. But I sort of sat there. I sat on it. I sort of thought about it a lot. And the truth is, brother, like, well, look, we just live in a crazy world, and people, especially like rolling out of all the chaos and everything like that, like, people are going to say some dumb things. The thing that upsets me, actually, is not so much that he said this dumb thing. It's that there's a lot of people, like, supporting him in saying this dumb thing. That points to sort of a wider problem for me, where it's like there's no longer object truth. We're no longer having discussions. It's a narrative thing. Everything is about a narrative or about a battle, right? Because the internet is kind of like Thunderdome now. That's so dumb, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, it's the level to which many people operate at. So there's a ton of people that are going to just kind of be like, that's my team. It fits onto my side. It fits onto my narrative. Haha, yes. When it totally misrepresents what a man said. That's not what he said. You know what I mean? And even if he was what he said, if I'm being completely honest with you, still kind of true. Still kind of true. And it reeks of entitlement. Simu's comments reek of entitlement. Let me ask you a question. Do any of you in the chat, and I'm actually genuinely curious, so let me know in the chat. Do any of you in the chat know in your real life any actors? Let me know in the chat, yes or no. Do any of you in the chat know any actors in your personal life? I'm not saying Hollywood people, just any person that's an actor. Okay. Would you say, and would you agree, if you are one of these people that know actors, would you agree that actors are cut from a particular cloth? Perhaps not the most, let's say, emotionally sound and secure individuals? Do you see the point I'm trying to make? You know the truth? This is some fucked up shit that'll probably get me canceled, so here we go. Last time I'll ever be on the camera. Here we go. Simu might have more in common with the group known as actors than he does with the group known as Asians. What? That's right, I said it. Now, I don't know that to be the case, but it's to me, more than likely. You know what I mean? And so to come from a place that he's coming from and to speak as though he has the ability to speak for a whole race of people or whatever, or to try to take that thing and make it his thing, I think is just really out of touch, dude. It's like really, really out of touch. Spirit says, "You're triggering me, Josh." It's okay. Just shave your head and go put it in cold water. If you shave your head, you just stick it in cold water. It's ice cold water. Just stick your head into ice water. You'll be feeling much better in no time. Big Stevie W says with a $25 holla, "Feels good to be back. First time since I've joined that I was unable to really watch anything live. Here's some loot to make up for my missing super chats for last week. Take my money." Well, thank you so much, Stevie. I appreciate the support. You did chime in a little bit last week, and I thought that was fantastic. I hope you enjoyed yourself out there. I hope you had a chill time. Welcome back to the tower. I'm sorry that Susan can't keep the freaking lobby clean. But happy to have you here, brother. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Josh I with a $5 holla says, "Hell yeah, movie bros. That's what I'm saying. P.S. Take my money, brother." Dude, I'm so pumped for it. And honestly, the design and the concept of it, it's dope. Theory's been having a blast, like making the different assets and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty sick. I'm excited to get started on it. Courtney says with a very generous $14 holla, says, "Do you think Free Guy's surprising opening is a good sign for movies only being released in theaters, or do you think it speaks more to the quality of the movie and Ryan Reynolds' performance / promotion?" So that's an in-depth question. It's a lot in there. Let me try to piecemeal it out. Okay. First of all, how surprising was the box office? I know it did better than Suicide Squad, right? But let me look that up real quick. So let's just be clear about this. Free Guy box office. Okay. Free Guy beats box office expectations, but movie theaters still have a big problem. Okay, so video game collected 28.4 milli. Okay. On 4,000 screens. Earned another 22 milli globally for 51 milli total. What are my thoughts on this? I feel like people are, if I'm being completely honest, like celebrating something that really isn't worth celebrating, in my opinion. Although, if I'm being completely honest, one of the things that I would take away from Free Guy and Free Guy doing better than maybe the Suicide Squad is that there's a whole bunch of different factors that could entice one to go to the movie theater, right? And I think that we might want to reinvestigate what those different things, tactics, and things are. Free Guy, especially because Reynolds is not only an incredible actor, but an incredible promoter, that movie did something to promote and reach audiences and get hype and get people excited that Suicide Squad did not. That maybe some of these other movies did not. But I think the movie will still probably lose money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the budget or what they spent on it, but I'm going to assume that the movie's still going to lose money. So I hope I answered your question there a little bit, Courtney. I think that it's probably not much to celebrate at all. But if you did want to take away some positive stuff, you know, Reynolds, you know, and the energy and the time that he spends with his own audience on social media, it will pay off. You know what I mean? It will pay off, and it paid off for this big movie. They got a sequel in the works already, so that's super fun. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. Tyler Wakefield with a $5 holla says, "Take my money, then I'll sub to Movie Bros." Okay, look. There you go. Now you got to go sub. Big Stevie says with a $5 holla, "I find it hypocritical that people are claiming Suicide Squad was a bomb with 26 million and the HBO Max effect, yet Free Guy is a smash at 28 million without streaming." Yeah, there's a lot to get into with that, man. But frankly, if I'm Warner Brothers, I still thought I would still be horrified at what Suicide Squad did, regardless of the HBO Max thing. Like, if you think that it's a big, because there's a bunch of people that aren't going to get HBO Max. There's a bunch of people that seemingly love to go to the movies, right? There's a big audience of people that loves to go to the movies. That's what they're all like saying and banking on, right? Dude, a James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, a big deal like that, right? For that movie to underperform the way that it is, holy shit, I would be terrified if I was Warner Brothers. But it is kind of a fair point that you bring up that like literally $2 more million for Free Guy is considered this huge, massive success. I think it has to do with the IP. Free Guy is like an original concept that doesn't really rely on sort of the arbitrage of attention from a big pop culture IP. The Suicide Squad does. It hangs its hat on the DC stuff. You know what I mean? And in some ways by James Gunn and, you know, that whole situation. So there was a lot more draw for Suicide Squad. So I do think the disparity is there, and you can take something away from that disparity. But, oh, man. Like, my big takeaway, honestly, is that it's just over. Like, unless I see something... like, hey, look, by the way, everybody, could I be completely wrong about Shang Chi? Absolutely. What if Shang Chi comes out and makes like 120 million opening weekend, you know, does very, very well, hits that 500 million mark, 600 million mark worldwide? Wow. What a great success for Marvel Studios. What a massive success for movie theaters in general. If that happens, I will applaud it. I will be pumped about it. I will be like, dude, that's great. That's my team. I personally do not think that is going to happen. I personally think, and I continue to say this, but I personally think Shang-Chi will make less money than Black Widow. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, but who knows, man? Who knows? The movie, it's going to be one of these weird things where it's like, did all the Delta concerns just magically all go away at a same time when people really want to go out to the movie theaters? And then it's a big Marvel movie, so there's this massive draw from all these different fans, and they're like, let's go, let's check out the Marvel movie. Maybe. Feels like a lot of shit would have to go right for that to happen. I don't think that it will, personally, but we'll see. Darth Revan says, I want all the movies to be theatrical only. That's how it's always been, and it will always become available to stream later. Patience, my apprentice. Well, I mean, frankly, dude, like, you're fighting a losing battle with that. In my opinion, again, it's just my opinion. But I think you're fighting a losing battle with that, man. That just sounds very almost boomer-like. You know what I mean? Like, the world is accelerating. Content is accelerating. A lot of this stuff is both deflationary and becoming democratized. You know what I mean? So I don't see it, bro. Like, this is how it should be. People should rush out to the theaters. Like, if the consumers are just moving to a different place, then the companies that want to continue to thrive will meet the consumers where they are at. Period. The end. So, hey, look, again, I could be wrong with the timetable, but I think we're inevitably headed towards a place of day and date or super shortened windows or whatever. And that's just reality. That's just how the market works. The market moves things. The market's the market, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Blibbity blah, blue blah, bleep. Fifi with a $5 holo says, guess who's back? Back again. Josh is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Take my money. Thank you, Fifi. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Okay, let's look into the chat to see how many people are triggered by my comments and hate my face now. Okay, let's do a thought experiment. Put a 1 into the chat if you now hate my face and are disgusted by what I said about Yimou and or whatever. Put a 1 into the chat if you now hate my face. If you're demanding cancelization, man, a couple people were like real happy to be hitting that 1. Couple of people like one, you freaking bigot. Oh, geez. I can't actually tell if you're being serious, and that's not your fault. That's the internet's fault. You understand? That's not your fault. You could be being genuinely hateful right now, and yet the world that we live in has become such a meme that I don't know what to do with that, brother. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. Hey, look, I'm just one man on the interwebs with a microphone. You know what I mean? Just speaking my piece, talking my ish. So, one is the loneliest number Josh will ever do. Something about Fifi super chats that make me want to sing. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. Dorian Trussell says, Josh, what is your favorite Marvel superpower, and who is your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle character? Excelsior. What a wholesome question. I am a Donatello fan. I think Donnie is the one. Donnie's the one that holds the whole operation together. As far as my favorite Marvel superpower, that's such an interesting question. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. I mean, I love godlike characters. I love dope, really, really powerful characters. By the way, I read a couple of great comics over the weekend. There's a Marvel Avengers Tech On. Oh, man, I can't speak more highly of Tech On, although it is kind of scratching an itch that's particularly my kind of thing, and that is like, Japanese culture, anime culture, manga culture, giant robots, fucking Gundam-like things. I loved it, dude. Loved it. Check out Tech On Avengers #1. I think it's a great book, and they're doing a bunch of toys for that book, and I'm gonna buy those toys, bro. I can't stop. I can't help myself. I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. I'm gonna buy those fun toys. What's my favorite Marvel superpower? I'm gonna say, even though it's probably not. If I really thought about it, this probably wouldn't be my favorite one. But Black Bolt's power, dude. Like the ability to say something and then the sonic blast is so intense that it just blows people away. And there's particularly in the Infinity comic run. Well, actually, it's an event that Jonathan Hickman did in the middle of the Time Run Out comic. Thanos has a fight with Black Bolt, and bro, it is a badass. So Black Bolt's comic or power is what I'll say, just because it's so interesting the way they use it in the books. I like it a lot. No, Josh's face sucks. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm making the best that I can of this face, okay? I was born with this face. I was just doing the best I can about the face. I was doing the fucking thing. Anyway. Yeah. Magneto's powers are dope. Magneto's powers are pretty dope. I will admit it. They are pretty sick. Let's see. Let us see. Is there anything else we want to talk about in here? Let me say, Nathan. Let me say a couple of things. Nathan says for the $5 holla, if you put a 1 on that man's name, this Nerdvenger will find you, and he will use his special set of skills. Check my money. Thank you, Nathan Tattoos. I hope you're doing well, too, brother. Hope you're doing well. So thank you for the support. You guys are too kind. I do want to say we're going to be doing our watch party for What If. I have an excellent What If episode 2 preview video coming out. I'm going to work on it this afternoon. Hope to release it maybe around 3 or 4. I'm excited about that video. I'm excited about What If. And we're doing a lot of fun stuff for the videos on the main channel. So I'm trying to add some more juice, some more flavor, a little bit of tighter editing, better value for you guys as viewers. So if you haven't been checking out the content, I think the content has been getting a little stale over the past couple of months, which is why we made some of the changes that we're making. I'm doubling down on the content. I'm trying to make this shit pop, son. So get on over to the main channel with a special set of skills and like the videos and watch them all 6 times. All the way through. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Big Stevie, thank you so much for the $5. Says Nathan is also armed, people. It's actually very true. Take his warning seriously. Yeah, not to freak anybody out, but yes, Nathan actually is, I believe he shoots at competitions, and he has a couple of Colt 1911s with Nerdvengers symbols on them. He's got a couple of Glocks with Nerdvengers symbols on them. I know some of you guys are like, disgusting. Definitely canceled now. Don't. All I'm going to say is, if Susan doesn't get her ass to work down in that lobby, I'm sending Nathan down there, and we're really going to see how motivated we can get her. Okay, anyway, Michael Smith says, with a $5 holla, says, I feel the need to support all upcoming Marvel projects simply to make it to Secret Wars. If the hype dies, that might as well. You know, Michael, that's a fair point. Look, I hope, and I know nuance is tough, and it's not sexy, okay? So on the most unsexiest man alive poster for that magazine, I got put on that thing as the most unsexy man alive. And I think the main reason was because I'm obsessed with nuance. I like to, give a fair shake to both sides. I don't really like to dig my heels in on any one particular issue. And people find it revolting. They hate it. And so all across the internet, there are anti-Josh Lucas posts and websites and forums, all because I like to talk about the nuance of these things, okay? So now allow me to make you vomit again as I go over the nuance of this question Michael Smith just said. I think the MCU is going to be fine, dude. And I think regardless of if Shang-Chi does really well or not, I think Yimou will continue to be in the MCU. And I think that we will move forward with all of our plans, and we'll move forward towards Secret Wars. And let me also say, if the whole box office becomes diminished, Marvel Studios will still be in the upper echelon of box office making, whatever that new reality is. And with Disney Plus out there, and the fact that these Marvel shows are crushing for Disney Plus, don't worry about it. Marvel's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Marvel's going to be fine. Also, when it comes to Shang-Chi, dude, I mean, I hope people can kind of understand it. And by the way, I'm actually just about to vomit in my mouth because we don't even have 300 likes on this video. And we needed it to like 400 to 500 likes to get the video, to get the stream out there. Nobody's going to actually watch the videos if we don't get the likes up. Anyway, I'm excited about Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi might be my top 5 MCU movies. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but it seems real fucking cool. Dragons and Kung Fu is kind of my shit. So I'm excited for it. I'm going to see it multiple times. I'm pumped. It's just the, reality that the movie has a bunch of different issues, a bunch of different things going on. I mean, you saw the other dude, the Chinese interviewer, basically being like, Kevin Feige, it's so nice to see you. Now, here's all the problems China has with your movie. Explain yourself. Well, did you not watch that part of the stream? Go back and watch it. It has a particular set of problems unique to its movie. It might bomb, but it's still probably going to be dope. I'm excited for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, can we get a little nuance in this? You know what I mean? Can we have a nuanced discussion about these sort of things? I don't know. Pretty Nikki says with a $5 holla, I sent a super chat earlier asking, can I get that sweater from the Teespring store? Love you, bro. Take my money. Hey, thank you so much, Pretty Nikki, for that super chat and for the one that I couldn't read. I apologize about YouTube sucking. And also, yes, you can get this in the store. I know it's a little bit confusing, but if you click on the just normal black and white Nerdvenger sweater, you can change the colors on it. So it has colors, the ability to change the colors on it. And I've got a bunch of different hats, a bunch of different stuff on there that you can change the colors. So you got to go to the selection and then you change the color. Also, Elisa, if you're watching, can we post or can you whip up a new post about the coupon code? Because if you're a Nerdvenger member, you get 20% off our merch, but you have to have the coupon code to do that. So we'll put that on the channel. And yeah. Check it out. One other thing I want to say on that note, and I sent Lord Vito a DM about this on Discord. We went to the beach Saturday, and I wore the Nerdvengers fanny pack. We have fanny packs, and I wore a Nerdvengers fanny pack because the swim trunks I had didn't have any place for like my phone, key, wallet, etc., etc. And I'll tell you, I've never felt more badass. I've never felt more badass walking out there on the beach with a Nerdvengers fanny pack. Check it out yourself. It's a real good time. Thank you, Pretty Nikki. Appreciate the love. Let us see here. RF Gaming Channel says, Josh, YouTube ganked my super earlier. Sorry about that, brother. Free Guy. Go see it today. Talk about it on stream. You'll see why. Movie is great. Take my money. You know, I'm so curious to see what the what's the second weekend gonna be like for Free Guy? You know what I mean? Like, Free Guy, all of these movies are experiments right now. Forgive me, fucking Simu. Sorry, but it's true. All of these movies are experiments right now. All of them. Let's see what happens. I'm very interested in the experiment of Free Guy and what that will be like in the next movie. You know what I mean? So, I hear it's gonna be dope. Or I hear it's dope. So. John's Honest Take says, Vegeta is crazy powerful for now. Yeah, you're right. There's the leaks of the pages for the next manga chapter, and Vegeta looks to be whooping that ass. Whooping that ass with Granola. We'll have to double check it when the actual manga comes out, which will be over the weekend, actually. I think they come out like the 21st, 22nd of each month. You know, we'll rely on our boy Geekdom to break it down. I'll watch Danny's video on it and see what's up. I'll probably read the manga myself as well. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. Please no Dragon Ball Evolution on Movie Bros. Dude, that would be such a fun one to do, though, Emo Joe. That would be such a fun one to do. For now, put some respect on the prince's name. Yo, Mr. Anderson, it's funny you say that because one of Danny's boys tweeted about how, or retweeted somebody saying that Vegeta is one of the worst characters in manga ever. And oh man, I almost lost it, bro. I'm going to be honest. I almost lost it. I was almost like, dude, who is this? I was like going to hit Geekdom up and be like, Geekdom, who is this motherfucker right now? And then find him and then, give him the bow. And not a bow like on a present, like a bow. Understand? Dorian Trussell says, Josh, did you see the TMT The Last Ronin comics? I haven't seen them, but I've been getting into more comics, been finding the time to read again, and so perhaps I will check that out, my friend. Perhaps I will check that out. Excited about it. Let's see here. Josh, do you like MHA? Yeah, I like My Hero Academy, and JoJo's cool, but I haven't seen a lot of JoJo, to be honest. It's a little too much for me. Like, in the same way that Deadpool and Harley Quinn, like, I get why people like them, and I get why it's really, like, fun and all that, but it's not for me. Like, I can't read a bunch of Deadpool. It's going to drive me crazy. I can't watch a bunch of Deadpool. It's going to drive me crazy. But in certain doses or whatever, it's really, really fun. I feel the same way about JoJo. Like, it's just a little too much, man. Will Shang Chi get more sequels? Yet to be determined. Yes, I saw that, Tainted Alucard. Cool name, by the way. I saw that, and yeah, very likely the Sun King rather than Werewolf by Night. Interesting, for sure. Ribbit Gaming says, Free Guy is so good, brother. Go watch it. Right on, my friend. Right on. Right on. Perhaps I shall. Perhaps I shall. Gets triggered about JoJo's. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm a normie, man. I'm a normie when it comes to anime and stuff. So you can't get offended by anything I say about anime. I'm a normie for sure. So, all right, guys. Good stream. Good stream. Again, doing Nerd Coin drops all week. New channel with Star Wars Theory. We're doing an episode of Star Wars Theory, Nerd Theory tonight, and there's not a lot of news, but I've got a theory. A Star Wars theory that I'm going to drop during the show, and I'm hoping to get into a discussion with Nia about that theory that I have. It has to do with the finale of The Bad Batch. It has to do with something Jordan Mason tweeted. It has to do with maybe Inquisitors. We'll talk about it later. It's going to be a good week. Also, too, this is sort of more for the OGs. But if you are a Nerdvenger, of course, we do the stream every weekend. You might want to check out the stream we did on Saturday. We have new things happening for our website, and I'm looking for moderators. So a lot of people reached out, and they want to be a moderator on the BBS website that we're going to do. And I'm going to be working on a questionnaire, and Elisa and I are going to send out a questionnaire to everybody just to see, get some details from you guys, and then we'll make some final decisions. They're building the website this week, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. If you are a Nerdvenger Prime member, make sure you come on Friday, this Friday at 2 p.m., It's going to be a really good stream. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Planning, comparison, analytics, ideation, a lot of fun YouTube stuff because, again, I am doubling down on the content and on the channel. So make sure you check that out as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to get on out of here. Much love, Nerdvengers. Thank you guys so much for being here. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Susan! Susan, you didn't pick it up. The water bottle's still... There's boxes.